Disclaimer. This video is for everyone, no matter your religious beliefs, spiritual views, or lack thereof. You don't need to follow a specific path to benefit from this. What I share isn't here to replace what you believe. It's here to elevate your life on top of whatever you may or may not already follow. So if you're open to exploring new perspectives and applying what resonates, you're in the right place. I'm not religious, and honestly, even calling myself spiritual feels too mainstream at this point, because this video isn't about labels, right? It's about what I believe actually works. I spent over a decade, tens of thousands of dollars, and countless hours studying, practicing, and working and training with teachers, coaches, and professionals in the personal development world. And what I share isn't based on just one philosophy or belief system. It's an integration of many paths, all leading back to the same truth, that all is one. You may not believe this right now, but if you have an open mind, just know that no matter your religious beliefs, whether you're a Christian or not, or a Muslim or a Jew, if you're a Christian, be the best Christian you can be, right? And if you don't follow a specific path, I'm sure you believe in treating others the way that you want to be treated. This is about inclusivity, not hierarchy. Now, will this video magically solve all of your problems? Maybe, no guarantees, but hey, it just might, because if you make this your foundation and truly integrate it, I promise you'll experience more clarity, peace, and love in your life, no matter how your outside world looks like. That said, I fully support seeking external help when needed. And while I simplify this main message, this took me years of deep work, unlearning and reprogramming. And I'm not a doctor, so please continue getting the support that you need. Take what resonates, leave the rest behind, start simple, experiment, and integrate. Because at the end of the day, I don't want you to just listen and believe me. I want you to experience it for yourself. That's where the real transformation happens, and I believe that nothing is greater than direct experience. All right, enjoy the video.
Welcome back to my channel. My name is Mary, and this is where we embrace the mess, the stress, and all the rest with love and laughter and our very best. So I know what you're thinking, the title, it's saying a lot. And who makes you the authority to tell me how to master life? I'm not saying that I have mastered life. I'm just saying I have gone through experiences and embodied these practices that had led me to more peace and more love and joy and balance in my life. And so all I'm asking is for you to experiment with what I tell you and see how you feel later. Let me know. Let me know. So this is kind of an extended version of my last vlog of when I went to Aruba, how I was talking about loneliness and mastering love and life. So in my last video, I did mention that your most prominent love language right now as an adult or as you are watching this is the love language that you didn't really receive when you were a child. And when I first heard this, I had to pause a little bit because it made a lot of sense. And if this resonates with you, comment down below because I don't know if this is true for everybody, but I see how this can be true for many people. So this is a really good thing to reflect on because for the longest time, my love language has been physical touch and quality time. And looking back, my parents weren't really the quality time, physical touch type of people. Of course, I got the hugs, I got the kisses, and we went out on vacations and traveled together and ate dinner as a family. We made lots of memories together, but that's not the quality time that I crave now that I'm an adult, now that I have a partner and how I am with others. But the quality time that I craved wasn't just doing things together. It was the deep, raw conversations that I never really had. You know, the ones that make you feel really seen, like, how are you, really? You know, we don't often get that a lot. Most of the time it's a casual, hey, how are you? How's life? How's work? How's the family? Everything else kind of gets dismissed. My parents are so selfless. I can't imagine having to raise 5 kids and my dad working full time to provide for us and for us to have a good education and a good life. All in all, they were always there for us, and I'm endlessly grateful for the love that they provided and give and continue to give us. But the love that I talk about, the deep, transformative love, unconditional love, is something that we keep uncovering as we get older. And I know that it's my responsibility to keep growing in it, to be a role model for the future generation, my kids, so that it pours into my relationships and eventually the rest of the world and everything that I do in my life. We don't want to leave any stone unturned, so let's chat about it. Why else are we here, right? Why do we chase success? Why do we chase joy and peace? And if you really sit with it, it's because that everything that we long for falls under the umbrella of love. And I don't want to just talk about the love that we see on social media and the movies, the things that people project online. Like I said, I want to talk about the love that transforms, the human love, the divine love, which inherently are one. And if you follow me for a while or you know me personally, you know that I talk about Joe a lot, my husband. He's my partner. He's my beloved. I love him to death. But more than that, he is my greatest teacher. And I find that when we have partners, that is who they are for us. They reflect to us exactly what it is that we need to be healed so that we can be better people individually and also interdependently with them, so we can continue to keep growing together, but also so we could be so solid in our nature, in who we are. And if you don't have a partner, at some point in your life, you're going to have somebody who you look up to, who you're going to have unconditional love for, whether that is a family member or a friend or a pet. This is really anyone who reflects back to you the love that already exists inside of you. And if you've ever fallen in love, which I know you have, okay? I'm not just talking about romantic partnership. If you have a pet, if you have a mom, if you love a sport so much, like whatever it is, like you know what love feels like. It's indescribable. It's just like this resonating vibration that you know is true. It's the best feeling ever. And even though we know that there could be some kind of loss that can be associated with it, we can dive in anyway, right? We dive deeply, head first. And for some of you, it may not be like that. But when you're just starting out, you know that's what you do because love is everything. And then, okay, maybe you get your heart broken and then you become a little more reserved and you build walls up and it's a little bit harder for you to trust people and you start to build these defense mechanisms. But eventually, underneath all that, all you really want is love. You're just a little scared. And that's okay. That's part of the human journey. But something in us recognizes love's frequency, right? And I've said this before, and I will continue to say it till the day that I die in this lifetime. It's because love is what we are. If I experience it, then it must be in me. Then I must be the source of it. But here's the thing. We all experience love in many different ways. Our past relationships, our family dynamics, our past wounds, right? All of it shapes how we receive and give love now. So when we say my love language is actually words of affirmation or quality time or acts of service, what we might actually be saying is that this is where I felt unseen. This is what I longed for. This is what makes me feel safe. For me, I know that I need someone who's so secure and stable in who they are so that I can then fulfill my purpose in this life. So I don't have to worry about them. I don't have to babysit them. I don't have to be a mom to them. And I crave deep connection, but I also need my space. We all do. We can't just bombard ourselves with somebody's energy 24/7, even if you live with them, even if you're married to them. You need to have your own space so that you could take in the energy that is actually yours, so that you're not influenced by their thoughts. And throughout all this, my spiritual practices always bring me back to one truth, that I'm not just Mary living in this life, but spirit, soul, the consciousness behind all forms, all the labels of Mary being a wife, a daughter, a sister, whether you're a doctor or teacher. Who are you without all of these labels? So that one truth, I am not just Mary. I am life or spirit or soul, whatever word resonates with you, living through Mary. Like all these labels that we cling to, our zodiac signs, our life path number, our enneagrams, our personality types, our roles, our love languages. Sure, right? They're fun. And I still follow that to an extent, right? Because it's helpful to navigate this human journey. But the real peace is not found in them, right? It's found in something deeper. It's found in something that is unshaken by change. And that is a part of us that's never alone. That I am soul, I am spirit, I am love itself. So how do I navigate this ever-changing world while staying rooted in truth, in loving thoughts and loving words and loving actions, in kindness, in compassion, in presence, The more that I practice this, the more that I remember that the love I seek is within me. And this doesn't mean bypassing pain, right? Because not suppressing is love. Feeling fully is love. Staying with yourself through the hard days, that's love. So when I feel that loneliness creeping in, I ask, where am I not showing up for myself? Because loneliness isn't just about missing people. It's about missing pieces of yourself. It's when you ignore your own needs. It's when you ignore your own emotions. It's when you expect someone else to fill those parts of you that only you can hold. And like I said, this doesn't mean that we don't need relationships. We are wired for connection. Everything is in relationship. I'm in relationship with this camera and this mic. And then it's in relationship with the computer and the editing software that I'm about to edit on. And this video is in relationship to you. Everything in life is relationship. But no amount of external love can replace the relationship that you build with yourself. When you start listening to yourself the way that you want to be listened to, when you meet yourself with the same kindness that you give to others, when you stop outsourcing your worth to the attention that you receive, that's when loneliness starts to dissolve. And the beautiful irony is that the more that you connect with yourself, the deeper you connect with others. The kind of relationships that you've always craved will start to show up naturally because you're no longer looking for them from a place of lack. So mastering love equals mastering life. So when I look at my beloved, I see a reflection of me. Yes, we have different love languages. Yes, we have challenges just like anyone else. But the thing that we focus most on is consistency. Because true connection isn't fleeting. It does not come and go. It's not something that you find out there. It's something that you build and remember within you. And if it feels like connection can be taken from you, that's a powerful invitation to look deeper. Because real love, love for yourself, love for others, love for life itself, it's never missing. Even in my hardest moments, even when loneliness creeps in, despite having the best husband and having the best friends ever, I remind myself, how can I ever truly be alone? There are people everywhere feeling what I feel. There are hearts breaking. There are hearts healing. There are hearts longing for connection in the same way. And at the end, the only thing that fills that void is presence. The willingness to meet yourself exactly where you are. Because no matter how chaotic the world may seem, it's not falling apart, it's actually falling into place. And transformation sometimes can look like death. Actually, oftentimes, because something has to die before it is renewed. It requires patience and it requires grace. But the deeper truth that we come back to time and time again is that the love that we seek is already here. It is already available to us. We just need to shift our attention back to it. So if you want to master life, master this. Master presence, master connection, and master loving yourself so deeply that love becomes the language that you live by. Because when we stop looking outside for something that's already here within, loneliness transforms into something else. It becomes space. It becomes stillness. It becomes a doorway for deeper connection. And once you master this, you truly master life. Because you already know who you are. So let's summarize for practical integration, right? Embodiment. Mastering life is equal to mastering connection, both with yourself and others. And that starts with practicing presence and consistency in love. So instead of searching for it externally where you're never going to find it, or even if you do, it's not sustaining, because we know that it's a temporary gratification when you seek for love outside of you. This is how you can actually start. And these are just guidelines and practical tools and steps that you can follow, but you can make this even simpler, which is how I practice it. And that's asking the question, WWLD, what would love do? So thinking of the first way or first step, check in with yourself daily. Ask, where am I not showing up for myself? And if loneliness creeps in, look inside, not out there. Second is listen to yourself the way that you want to be listened to. Pay attention to your emotions, honor your needs and your boundaries, and create space for your own voice to be heard. 3 is stop outsourcing your worth. Your value is not tied to the attention that you receive from others. It is not tied to the validation that people give you. You already got it, baby. You're worthy. That's it. You're worthy, period. Number 3 is immersing yourself in love, right? Think of loving thoughts. Act kindly. Share love. Express love. Embody kindness, compassion, and presence, because the energy that you put out is the energy that you're going to attract back to you. And that's a good indication to see of how you've been acting. You just look at your reality and see what it looks like. Am I happy with it? And if not, what would love do? How can I start from that question alone? I forgot what number this is, but allow yourself to feel fully. This is hard, but like I said, not suppressing is love. Staying with yourself through the hard days is unconditional love. And it's difficult, but the more that you can nurture and cultivate the same compassion with yourself, with the little me in you that's just afraid, the more love can actually transmute those feelings of suffering and fear into something beautiful and inspiring and empowering. Let those emotions move through you rather than avoiding them. You can also embrace consistency in relationships. Real connection is not fleeting. It's built over time through presence, through trust, through showing up time and time again. Another tool is recognizing that love is never missing. If you feel disconnected, it isn't because love is absent. It's just because you are being invited to see it in a new way. And last but not least, practice, practice, practice. They say that it takes 10,000 hours to master something. And so why not start spending 10,000 hours now to master the thing that truly matters? The love that you seek is already within you. It is already here. And once you've mastered this, you've mastered life. And so can I then ask, Mary, have you mastered life? And I can confidently say yes. Not in an egoic way where it's like, oh, I'm no longer having challenges and experiencing hardships and crazy emotional charges. Of course, I'm human. I'm still going to experience that. But me declaring that I am one with life, that I know that everything happens for me, that I know who I am, that I am beyond this ego, all of these labels that I project myself to be to navigate the human journey and to interact with the relationships that I have in my life, I know that who I am can never be truly touched. It can never be threatened. I now live my life asking for love every single day to lead me. Going back to that question, what would love do? If you make love your leader, then you've already won. We only get confused when we are in conflict between following ego and following love, following illusion, following truth, following fear, or following God. Once you put your attention to one master, then all confusion will start to dissipate. And if you don't know what you've been following, look at your life right now. Has it brought you to the place of fulfillment? Has it satisfied you? Has it given you purpose? Has it made you happy and peaceful? And not the peace and the happiness that just goes away, right? The peace that can actually sustain you, that can stay no matter what goes on outside of you. And so this is a never-ending practice. You choose your master every moment. You have the outside world constantly engaging with you. And so it's asking you, awareness is asking you to be extra vigilant in every thought that comes up. Whether a thought is helpful or unhelpful, which one are you going to follow? And so, all of these years, certifications, coaches, therapy, programs, yoga teacher trainings, it all led me here to this one simple lesson. What would love do? Allow love to be the leader of your life. And once you master that, you master the game of life. I hope this is something that you watch over and over again because there are layers to it. Maybe watching this video the first time, you're like, okay, I kind of get it. What would love do? Let me just experiment with that for a whole week and see how my life turns out. But the more that you do it, the deeper it gets progressively and with consistency and discipline. I promise you will get there. You're already here. Scratch that. You are already here. You are free now. Thank you so much for watching this video and making it all the way to the end. I hope that you've been enjoying these videos, and I'm so grateful for all of your support. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel, follow the Mary Proce podcast. I have all kinds of bite-sized lessons on there that is just so nice to reflect on. I also share my journey and I interview other guests on the show that are in the personal development scene. And most importantly, I talk about what it's like to be fully human and fully divine, which is the experience that we're having right now. We're just learning to balance both and merge the two together to live a more holistic, happy life. Share this with a friend or family member that you know could use this loving content, and I hope you have the most wonderful day. Thank you so much for being here. The light in me sees the light in you. I am here with you. Namaste.